In Houston, NASA has a problem.
We are facing challenges, both technical and just dealing with going back to the moon.
Artemis is the name of the missions to the moon, and the upcoming launch has been pushed back.
NASA's Artemis mission, which has the goal of returning people to the moon and building a sustained presence there, is running into new problems. While was initially planned as a step forward to space exploration, the mission suffers from previously unseen technical and logistical problems. These complications pose a real possibility of setting back the very aggressive plan of establishing a lunar base. While NASA tries to find solutions for these issues, the further development of the Artemis mission and its role in planning and implementing further lunar missions remains unclear. How will these challenges impact the timeline of the mission? This brings the following question. What does this mean for the future of human space exploration? The Lunar Exploration Program, also known as NASA's Artemis project, the program that is focused on the colonization of the moon and bringing humans to the satellite, is meeting great challenges that endanger its major objectives. A beautiful dream of drastically advancing people's capabilities in space travel has become quite the opposite due to unknown difficulties in practice, putting doubt on the program. In the middle of all these problems lies the construction of what is known as the Mobile Launcher 2, ML2, which is a crucial element that is created to support the SLS rocket and the Orion spacecraft. This infrastructure is expected to provide the capacity for preparation of rockets for launch, which stands as important in the Artemis mission. However, the ML2 project has turned into the example of NASA's challenges and problems that are mirrored in the Artemis program. NASA contracted out Bechtel Engineering for the development of ML2 in the same year with an estimated cost of $383 million and expected to be completed by March 2023. It also sought to help expand the rocket's initial development and lay Artemis's lunar plan with the goal of coming up with easy launch processes. Instead, what was expected to be relatively easy has become a highly charged, convoluted process that has cost a lot of money. The construction of the ML2 project has been characterized by various delays, with constructions taking much longer than estimated. Moreover, it has become extremely expensive than originally planned, hence resulting in huge cost overruns. The project's situation today reveals a key problem in the Artemis program. As the construction of ML2 proceeds, costs keep on rising, encouraging difficulties to NASA's financial plan. This worsening situation poses the danger of eradicating the overall mission, since the cost pressure aggravates the existing hurdles and questions the ability of the program to achieve the tight schedules and goals that it set for itself. In June 2022, a report by NASA's Inspector General exposed how the cost of construction on the Mobile Launcher 2, ML2, had skyrocketed yet again to reach $991 million. Estimations at that point envisaged that final cost could rise to $1.5 billion by 2026, but subsequent studies revealed a scenario that is even worse. After having commissioned an independent review, a new best guess estimate of the total cost of the ML2 project might be about $2.1 billion, with the completion date only down to January next year, 2028. Further, increase in cost has been forecasted by the Inspector General in a new report that was published on August 27th, with an estimated cost of about $2 billion. Ensure they paid £5 billion for them by 2027, which is 6.5 times the value of the first contract. Some challenges have characterized the design and construction of the ML2. The launcher has been made complex to accommodate the SLS, which is a necessity. In this aspect, costs have been realized. This also entails a lot of improvements in the access/egress structures, advanced car stability features, and sturdier riser assemblies for transfer of propellants, for instance. Furthermore, another problem has arisen from the ML2, which was able to support the extremely large forces being applied on it during the SLS rocket construction that has been experienced during the launch of Artemis I, which has added both the engineering and the cost-related burdens to the project. Still, according to NASA officials, the costs and delays that are projected may not reflect a linear trend on a chart. Some of them go as far as saying that the current statistics are still worrying, but it is believed that, with the increasing construction, things will change. Still, it remains uncertain, which caused critical concerns regarding the Artemis program's timeline and the success rate for its intended mission. The costs and time frame for the development of the ML2 have increased significantly that have affected the future of the Artemis program. As NASA strives to address these challenges, the objectives of exploration of the lunar surface and creation of a permanent human presence there under the mission are endangered. On a positive note, NASA has achieved a major achievement with regards to its solar sail spacecraft. Upon the Cosmos sample's stay in orbit for 4 months, the large 80 square meter solar sail was successfully deployed. This new age technology is widely considered as the next biggest revolution in space propulsion technology, whereby spacecrafts are propelled by sunlight. As huge as it is, the sail's deployment is significant in the progress towards proving that NASA's solar sails are viable for deep space missions. In the next few weeks, NASA will carry out more tests to ascertain the efficiency of the sail and the modification of the orientation of the spacecraft and its possibility of use in changing the trajectory of the mission. The results of these tests may open the prospects for further space missions with the help of solar sails as an additional approach to interstellar travel and exploration. Interestingly, in the sphere space exploration and more specifically lunar missions, NASA has made some tremendous steps forward by signing intuitive machines for a large-scale mission to the Moon's South Pole that is set for 2027. This $117 million contract is a significant development under the Commercial Lunar Payload Services (CLPS) program, which has been created to allow the commercial sector in lunar missions. The mission will be accomplished by the Nova C lander that will carry 6 distinct payload scientific missions from NASA, the European Space Agency, and the University of Colorado Boulder. These payloads will comprise biological, planetary, space science experiments, and laser retroreflector arrays. This is the first CLPS award in more than a year of operation for intuitive machines and shows the firm's continuing interest in lunar missions. Although the company faced some issues with previous lander missions, it is advancing well and has more missions lined up for the later half of this year, thereby more entrenching itself to contribute to lunar science and exploration. Last but not the least, in space habitats there is a growth of an inflatable airlock module by Lockheed Martin. A proof of concept is this Colorado-based inflatable structure which shows the specificity of inflatable structures as indispensable in space habitats. Most of Lockheed Martin's tests are the inflation cycles and burst tests to guarantee the product's endurance. This development contributes to the inflatable space habitats, which are among the competitive products that were severely affected by the shutdown of Bigelow Aerospace in 2020. In the case of new entrants, such as Max Space, they are also thinking about their inflatable modules and aim to send experimental models on SpaceX missions starting from 2025. In conclusion, it can therefore be said that despite the current woes of endless budgets and time delays in NASA's Artemis program, if you love this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment.